In today's video, we're going to do some painting. Today I'm going to be using the InoKraft Drizzle HVLP spray gun to put some primer on a couple of Willys Jeep seat frames. I'm going to be spraying some 2K urethane primer on the frames, but before we do that, let's do a little quick unboxing. I've been using the same gun for about 20 years now, and so I'm a little excited to try something new. These things have come a long way. So there's the book and there's the gun. It looks pretty sharp. So let's pop it out, see how it feels. It's got a nice weight to it. So this is InoKraft is the brand name. All the links for everything I'm using today will be in the description below. And on the box it says, I kind of like the name of it, the Drizzle D1. All right, what else does it come with? Looks like a little filter separator. So if your shop's not set up for filtered air, you want to get all the water out of it, especially painting here in the humid northeast. And it looks like it has a pressure regulator right on the gun that you can thread in. So I'll get this set up with fittings, whatever type of shop air fittings you have. But it's just a standard 1/4-inch thread on the bottom. This has the composite cup. So the cup I've been using is aluminum, so it'll be interesting to see how I like this setup. But it's got a vent on the top and metal thread insert on the bottom, so that's good. And one more thing in the box. Let's see what we got. The mysterious black box. Okay. A little Teflon tape for your fittings and some tools for cleaning. My original gun had a toolkit like this and I'm still using it today, and I think that's why it lasted 20 years. You take care of your gun, it'll last a long time. All right, so this is what I'm kind of excited about. The gun I have now only came with a 1.4mm tip. So, and I'm too cheap, I never bought another one. So it's gonna be nice to have some different options for, a heavy fill primer is gonna spray a lot different and use a different tip than like your top coats and lighter sprays. So it has a 1.3 on it now, and there's a 1.7 and a 1.5 in the kit. And it has the nozzles as well. It's got a bunch of goodies. Little filter, and has a barbed airline hookup if that's what you're using. I like to use a quick connect just so I can switch back and forth if I'm priming, painting, or need to use the blow-off gun. So pretty complete kit. It feels good, it looks good, but how does it spray? I have the quick coupling for my shop air, and I'm going to use the regulator just to see how it works. I do have regulated and filtered air in the shop already, so I'm not going to be using this, but you would just put this, usually I hang them on the wall. I have a larger filter, and this will trap the water and debris and prevent it from getting into your gun. So this just has 1/4-inch fittings on both sides. This fitting will fit on here as well, so you could just run a barbed and slip the rubber line over there and put a 1/4-inch pipe fitting on top, or however you want to do it. And for this, the regulator just threads on the gun. You could, if you want to ditch the regulator for a lighter, more compact unit, you could thread your quick connect fitting right on there. Just snug it up. Got the cup on, and I'm going to switch. Right now it has a 1.3mm tip, and I'm using some high fill primer, so I want to go to a slightly larger tip just to get better flow out of it. So we'll go ahead and change that. The kit comes with a combo wrench, so either remove the needle or pull back on the trigger, and oh, that thing was in there tight, and thread the tip out. So this should, yeah, it says right on the side 1.3, so I'm going to set that off to the side and grab the 1.5. So once again, ooh, and this would be a good time to take a rag take a rag and wipe that needle off. There's a lot of assembly grease in these, which is a good thing, but you don't want that getting in your paint job. So pull back on the trigger, thread the tip in. These do not, this was super tight. These don't have to be that tight. I don't make any of my stuff quite that snug. Then grab the 1.5 air nozzle. The direction you have this will determine which way your fan pattern goes. So depending on the job or your preference, it's always 90 degrees. So this way will give you a vertical fan, and this way will give you a horizontal fan. So just go ahead and set that how you want it. And again, this is just hand tight, and now we're ready to spray. Always be sure to use PPE and do this in a well-ventilated shop. Use a good respirator that's designed for the materials you're working with. Anytime I have a new gun or I do some work on my gun, before I spray any paint, I put a little bit of reducer in the gun, shake it up, and spray it out just to make sure you get any of that machining, you know, little filings, or mainly for the assembly lube. So when you pull the trigger, it should come out. So we'll hook this up to air and just blast a little bit of reducer out of it to kind of clean any of the assembly lubricants out of there. I'm hooked up to shop air now. You want to set your regulator as you're spraying. So I want to be putting around 40 or 50 psi out, and that only is determined when you're pulling the trigger, because right now it's showing 80 psi. So they were about 45. So you want to set the regulator at flow. So now we'll just spray a little bit of the reducer out of there. And this is also a good time to, you can kind of get an idea on your flow rate and your fan pattern. This little knob right here will adjust. So backing it out gives you a really wide fan pattern, and screwing it in gives you more of a jet. So you'll just have to kind of see how your material, this is just reducer, so the paint will flow differently. This one controls how much the needle comes back, how much paint is actually coming down through the cup. So you're gonna, you know, if you crank it all the way in, the needle doesn't move enough, it's not gonna have any paint coming out. So I like to start with a pretty wide fan pattern and a low paint rate. But you really, this isn't about setting the gun up, I'm just showing what the features are. And then this is the master airflow. So if you crank it all the way in, you're not going to get any air. And as you open it up, you'll see more and more air coming. So you're going to adjust that. The little book tells you some tips, and there's lots of videos about adjusting it. I'm just showing you what each feature does. So we are ready to mix some paint and get some laying down on these seat frames. Always make sure you mix everything really well. The paint I'm using today is 4 to 1 to 1, so make sure you get a cup that has the right scale for your material. It's not going to take very much at all for this job. So once you add the activator, you have to use it. So I'm not going to mix up a whole lot. So let's go up to the 3 line. That should be more than enough to do these seat frames. But I definitely don't want to waste it. As you know, coatings are extremely expensive these days. So you mix to the line with your paint or your top coat, and then to the next corresponding line with the reducer, and then lastly the activator. So now we're going up to that 3 line with activator. Boom. You can always mix up more paint later, but you can't take the activator out of it. And that's probably 30 bucks worth of paint right there. This is really good stuff, but it's not cheap. And then I always mix up in the bottle or in the mixing cup. Some people use a stick. I like to take the easy route. For the cup, it just goes on hand tight, so don't crank this on. It has a taper, and just by hand like that, it's plenty tight. I'm not going to pour all of this in there. This is a medium reducer, so I have quite a bit of time to work with it, but I'll just throw a rag over that so it doesn't get any dust in it. Screw the lid on. Not really sure how this vent works. Looks like I will want this out. So I'm just, because this plugs that hole and I want it to vent properly. It's a very small hole in there. So it's either, I wouldn't want it loose because sometimes if you're flipping around that might fall out. So pop that vent cap out. We'll get the camera set up outside and start laying down some primer. Whenever you're setting the gun up, always use a scrap piece. Piece of plywood even works just to get the flow rate and the fan pattern correct. You don't want to start on your actual workpiece and have it a big blob and a run right out of the gate. You also don't want a bunch of orange peel because your flow rate was too low and it speckles it. So this is a piece that's not ready yet. It has some welding and repairs to do, so it'll be a perfect piece to you know, just check the gun out and see how it's working before we move to the actual panels that I'm going to paint. Plus, these are all sandblasted, so a little bit of primer on this won't hurt a thing. I'm going to put on my respirator now, so the rest of this will be voiceover while I'm setting the gun up because I won't be able to talk through the mask. This is a prime example of why you want to use a test piece. So when I first started, I didn't have enough flow of the paint and a little bit too much air. Then I had to get the fan pattern how I wanted it. So you don't want that on your good piece. So that's why we do a little test piece like this. Just get it flowing good, get a feel for it, because you don't want to have to redo anything. Got the first coat on the back, and right out of the box with just a little spin of the knobs, it laid down this primer real nice. So I'm gonna let this set up. We'll do 2 coats on the back and then flip them and do 2 coats on the front, and then these will be ready for paint. So first impression of the InoKraft Drizzle D1 is it works quite well. It's much cheaper than the gun I was using, but it has a good feel to it and it sprays great right out of the box. So my final take on this gun is that it gets the job done. It works great. I really like the finish and feel of it. It doesn't feel cheap or light. And this thing is under $100 with all the accessories that I've shown in this video. So check out the link down below and you can pick one up for yourself. I will say with any gun, taking care of it and cleaning it and packing it away is the key to making even a high-end gun. It's a $1,000 gun. Still, you really have to take it apart, clean it, especially these plastic cups. Clean every little bit of paint out of it, and when you store it, keep the cap loose. Take the cup right off of it. I just keep everything loose. That way, if you missed any little specks of paint, nothing gets stuck. And then spray a little cleaner through it when you're done, when it's all back together, and put a little spray gun oil on the needle and the threads, and it'll be ready to go next time you use it. So the InoKraft D1 Drizzle passes the test. I have a lot of painting to do on the new project, so we'll do some top coat with that as well. So stick around for the long-term review. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.